This is Holocene by Bon Iver. It was written by the band's frontman Justin Vernon, and it is one of their most popular songs. I've probably heard it over 1,000 times by now. It's a great track. It's not my favorite by Bon Iver, or at least it wasn't. To be honest, I don't really know anymore. What I do know is that last summer this song changed for me. For nearly 8 years, it was just the chill third track on an album I enjoyed, but last summer it started to mean something. What's weird is I could see its new meaning form right in front of me. I didn't even need hindsight to know that something had shifted. In a matter of minutes, it went from being just a song to being a memento of a very strange time in my life. I should give some context first. Last summer was a bit of a struggle for me. My wife and I were preparing to move from Minneapolis to Milwaukee, which was bittersweet as it meant leaving a lot of people we love and a city we adore to finally make it back to the place we grew up knowing as home after being away for nearly a decade. I had no idea what I wanted to do professionally, but I was pretty sure that the career I had spent the previous 4 years pursuing would just lead to me being miserable. Also, despite some traction on YouTube a few months prior, the channel had hit a bit of a lull, and it really felt like any hope of that dream becoming a reality was fading into nothingness. On top of all of that, I broke my elbow in the most embarrassing way I can imagine, losing my balance while roller skating. The worst part is that I was standing still at the time. I wanted to enjoy my last few months in Minneapolis, but between worrying about what was next and being severely limited in what I could do because of my arm, I felt like I was missing time that I couldn't afford to miss. I was annoyed and sad and angry and scared. All of us have expectations for where we'll be at certain points of our lives. Sometimes they stem from goals we set for ourselves, but a lot of the time they're based around when other people accomplish those things. It's arbitrary, but it's a hard pressure not to feel. A year before then, I thought I had those things figured out. I had answers to the typical questions asked by real adults, and while I certainly felt like an imposter, on paper at least, I had achieved the things I was supposed to have achieved by that point in my life. So being completely lost just 1 year later, with a shattered elbow to boot, felt humiliating. I wanted so badly to feel that sense of being on track again, but I didn't really know what I could do to get there. Living in the moment seemed impossible because I had this unshakable sense that I needed to catch up, that I needed to know what was next. And as is common for me, I was in my head and struggled with breaking out of that loop. A couple days after I broke my arm, a friend asked if I'd be interested in driving to Milwaukee to see Bon Iver at Summerfest. As I imagine many of you don't live in the Midwest, you're probably unfamiliar with Summerfest, but it is the world's largest music festival, so, give it some respect. I said yes, and a group of us headed to Milwaukee. The trip reminded me of the ones my friends and I used to take in college. The ones where we were free from any real responsibility and able to just be. We walked the city, making up our plans as we went along. We talked passionately about things that didn't really matter, like how disappointing we found the ending of Game of Thrones. At least I did. And we lived in the moments we were in instead of worrying about what next week, next month, or next year might bring. It was a weekend filled with those small little moments of tremendous importance that we almost always take for granted. Moments that are really easy to look past. The one that has stuck with me the most, and is really why I've written any of this, happened at the actual show. During the set, Justin Vernon asked if everyone in the audience felt safe. And despite it being just some simple crowd work, in that moment, I realized that I hadn't felt safe in months. With the move, with the uncertainty, with the broken arm, I felt like I was on the edge of disaster all the time. I felt like at any moment, I could collapse into ruin. And I don't really know why, but when they started playing Holocene, that tight coil of fear, frustration, sadness, and anger loosened. Something in me unwound, and it felt like I had finally let out a breath after months of holding one in. As I listened to it then, with the warm breeze of a perfect summer night easing across my neck, with the sound of thousands of strangers singing the same words I was, with the friends I would soon leave in the city I'd be leaving to, it went from being just a song to being a memory. A memory of that night, a memory of that weekend, a memory of a time where I felt so uncertain, but found some peace regardless. That night, it didn't matter that so many things in my life were uncertain. I just enjoyed that moment. And I understand that it shouldn't be this hard to accept that it's okay to step back and enjoy the present, even when everything feels so messy. But it is, and sometimes I need a reminder. Obviously, hearing Holocene that one time didn't solve all of my worries. The reality is nothing will. Learning to live with my anxieties is something I rediscover on a near constant basis, because the more times I do, the more tools I have. And now this song is one of them. It reminds me of a time where I felt safe, and when I hear it now, something in me unwinds, even if only for a moment.